Alright, in section 1.1, part 2, we're using interval notation to represent each set of numbers. Interval notation, as you recall, uses brackets or a combination of a bracket and a parentheses, or a parentheses and a bracket, or two parentheses. Okay, so those are the combinations that we can use to determine these intervals or these groups of numbers. So if we look at, for a minute, take a look at the first one, number 15, x not equal to 5. If I were to number line that, so a little more easier to visualize, x not equal to 5, imagine that this spot on the number line represented 5. That open point indicates that 5 is not included in the group of numbers, which this is what it's telling us. X, the set of numbers x is not equal to 5. So we can see that every other number is part of that set we name x. So visually we would see this on the number line is going to the left forever and to the right forever. The way we would express this with interval notation, the fact that this never reaches an end, we would have a parentheses. So the end is not included in the set. This goes on to the left, meaning that it's negative infinity, and it goes all the way up to but doesn't include 5. So this would indicate this portion of the graph from here on. Okay? To indicate this portion of the graph, we throw the word or, because you can have one or the other, you can't have both. Then we have another set of parentheses, so we start at 5, right afterwards I should say. We don't include 5, so we go this way. Now we're going to positive infinity. So we would go positive infinity like that. So this represents, this interval notation represents the same thing as the line graph, which is in turn still represents the same thing as x not equal to 5. Now here I have x, and x being all real numbers, we're assuming, the set of all real numbers. Actually, if I was to use the set building notation, it would go like this. The set of all numbers, real numbers x, such that x is less than 0 and greater than negative 15. That would be the total set builder notation. On a line, whoa, let's try that again, MrLovellFord. That was pretty bad. On a line, it's much better. Here we would have 0, and which is represented by an open circle, open point, because there's no equals. And we have x greater than negative 15. So here is negative 15, which is also being represented as an open circle, and all the points in between. Okay, so if we think about interval notation, so we have negative 15, comma, 0. Boom. That says the same thing. So on 17 here they give us the number line, which is really nice. Okay, so they ask us for the interval. Well, the fact that these are closed points means we're including, looks like this is negative 3, and it looks like this is a positive 3. So we're including negative 3, and 3 is part of the group of numbers that we're describing. So in interval notation, this would be a bracket, negative 3, comma, positive 3 with a bracket.